My dear students, in the last class I finished up to lens and magnification. Today we'll discuss after that first comes photographic camera. Photographic camera, the simple photographic camera is nothing but a lighted box with its inner wall blackened. On one wall, a camera lens is fitted. It is a convex lens combination, a combination of convex lenses. It is also called objective. And on the opposite side of the lens, there is photographic plate or film. And before that, a screen is also placed to see the photograph. My initial photograph. Before taking photography, the image is formed on the screen, and after that, it is photographed. Now, there are different parts. The first objective, I told you, the lens combination. Then stop or diaphragm. It is a device formed of combination of some metal plates with a central hole, the size of which can be varied. It regulates the amount of light incident on camera lens. The next comes shutter. It is the entrance of light rays with which the time of exposure of light on the film can be adjusted. And the next, the photoplate. Before the photoplate, I told you there is a screen. Before pressing the shutter, the image of the object formed by the camera lens is seen on that screen, and it is focused properly just by adjusting the length of the camera box. And after seeing the focused image, the shutter is pressed and the image of the object is taken on the photo film. Now the photoplate or photofilm is nothing but a celluloid plate, one surface of which is coated with light sensitive silver bromide emulsion. I am telling you again, it is a celluloid plate, one surface of which is coated with a light sensitive silver bromide emulsion. Light rays, after refracting through camera lens, are incident on the film, causing some chemical reaction to occur on it and form the negative of the object. This is our negative of the object, and from the negative, it is a positive plate or the real photo plate is obtained. The principle of image formation in a photographic camera, I told you earlier in the lens discussion of formation of image by convex lens, the real diminished image formed by convex lens. The same principle is here utilized in the formation of image in photographic camera. That is, in this case, so refer to that diagram, the formation of real diminished image by a convex lens. The object is placed at a distance twice the focal length of the lens, and the image is formed in between focus and in between the focal length and twice the focal length. Actually, the photoplate is placed in between them, and the impression of the object is obtained on the photoplate after pressing the shutter. Now, the image formation, the image is real, diminished, and inverted image. You see, and it is. It can be shown. I told you the diagram previously. Again, I am showing the diagram in this book. You see, this is the photographic plate. Here the object. So object is here is a candle, and the convex lens. It is placed at a distance in between beyond 2f, and the image is formed in between f and 2f. The object is placed beyond 2f, beyond 2f, and the image is formed in between f and 2f. The photoplate is placed in between f and 2f. The photoplate and the real diminished image of the object is formed on the photoplate. Here you see. The photoplate is placed here. So this is how a photographic camera forms the image of an object. So this is the photographic camera. Nowadays improved photographic cameras are devised, digital cameras are devised, but I discussed only the simple photographic camera. Initial camera, that was the length of the camera box can be adjusted. Now next topic is human eye. Next topic is human eye. Now human eye, you life science class, you read the description of human eye in details. Now in human eye we will just discuss two things which are related to physics, the eye lens and retina. I'll tell about eye lens and retina. The description of human eye you read in your life science class. Now eye lens, I am telling about eye lens and retina. The main thing, the eye lens is nothing but a biconvex lens. It is a biconvex lens formed of some soft material, the curvature of rear surface of which is more than that of its front surface. So, it is a biconvex lens formed of some soft material, so that the focal length can be the curvature of the surfaces, curvature of the two surfaces of lens can be adjusted. So it is formed of some soft material, the curvature of the rear surface, the curvature of the rear surface of which is more than that of its front surface. The curvature of these surfaces and hence the focal length of the lens can be altered with the help of ciliary muscles. So, according to necessity to focus the image on the retina, the focal length of the lens is to be adjusted, and that is done with the help of ciliary muscles. So, the curvature of the surfaces and hence the focal length of the lens can be altered with the help of ciliary muscles. So, this is eye lens. Now, next comes retina. This is important thing. The retina, the inner wall of the rear part of the eyeball is called retina. The inner wall of the rear part of eyeball is called retina. It is a light sensitive screen formed of some photosensitive cells, nerves and veins. The image of an object formed by eye lens is incident on it, and the impression of the image is carried to our brain by some optic nerves. I am telling again, the image of an object formed by eye lens is incident on it, that is on the retina, and the impression of the image is carried to our brain by some optic nerves. Now some definitions regarding vision and the eye lens. I am telling some definitions. The first one is accommodation. What is accommodation? Accommodation, the definition of accommodation, I am telling you a definition: the ability of an eye to form the image of an object at any distance from the eye on its retina by changing the shape and hence the focal length of the eye lens with the help of ciliary muscles is called accommodation. I am telling you again, the ability or power of an eye to form the image of an object at any distance from the eye on its retina by changing the shape and hence the focal length of the eye lens with the help of ciliary muscles is called accommodation. Now, accommodation, near accommodation, two things, 2 points, that is near point and far point. Now, what is near point and what is far point? The near point, the nearest point, the definition of near point is that the nearest point from the eye up to which, that is nearest distance from the eye up to which we can see any object clearly with the help of accommodation is called near point. Mind it, with the help of accommodation, we have to focus the image on the retina. The nearest distance or the nearest point from the eye up to which we can see any object clearly with the help of accommodation is called near point. And what is far point? Actually, the near point, below that distance, the object cannot be seen clearly. This is the near point. Then far point, the farthest point or the farthest distance from the eye up to which we can see any object clearly without any accommodation is called far point. The farthest point from the eye up to which we can see any object clearly without any accommodation is called far point. Then what are their values for normal eye? For normal eye, the nearest point, the near point is 25 centimeter and the far point is infinity. For a normal eye or healthy eye, and you see the far point, I am telling in the definition of far point, we have to see any object without any accommodation, that is in relaxed eye. In relaxed eye, we can see, and for normal eye, we can see the distance with relaxed eye up to infinity. Theoretically, it is infinity, and the near point is 25 centimeter for normal eye. And if the defects come in the eye, then the near point and far point will definitely change. Now, another definition is adaptation. What is adaptation? Before that adaptation, I have to tell the range of accommodation or the range of vision. What is range of accommodation? Range of accommodation is the distance between the near point and far point for an eye. For an eye, the distance between the near point and far point is called the range of accommodation for that eye. And obviously, it is called range of accommodation or range of vision. Obviously, for normal eye, the range of vision or range of accommodation is 25 centimeter to infinity. Obviously, for normal eye. The next comes the formation of image in human eye. The formation of image in human eye, the image is formed in human eye. I told you the eye can see objects at near distance and also at far distance, and that is done with the help of by changing the curvature of the surfaces or the focal length of the eye lens. And actually, when we see distant object, then in relaxed eye, that is with relaxed ciliary muscles, and here I am showing the diagrams. So you see, for when we see distant object here, that for distant object, the object at infinity, and the image is formed at the retina, the eye lens, and here the ciliary muscles, the eye lens is shown here, and here the ciliary muscles are relaxed. In relaxed ciliary muscles, and the image is formed on the retina for distant object. But when we have to see the near objects at a near point, say the near objects, then the ciliary muscles, then the eye lens is contracted. The contracted ciliary muscles, the focal length of the eye lens is changed. That is with the help of accommodation. Here without accommodation, but here accommodation is needed. And to sharp image is obtained to form the sharp image of the object on the retina. So here contracted ciliary muscles and the image is formed on the retina. So this is how we can see the human eye can form image at far distance, image of object at far distance, and image of object at small distance or near distance on the retina just in by this method. So this is how image formation is done in human eye. Our next topic is the defects of human eye. Defects of human eye. There are four defects, mainly four defects of human eye, and these are the four defects of human eye: hypermetropia, number one, or long sightedness, then myopia or short sightedness, presbyopia or far sightedness, and astigmatism. So, these are the four defects of human eye: hypermetropia, long sightedness or long sightedness, myopia or short sightedness, presbyopia or far sightedness, and astigmatism. So these are the four defects. In our Madhyamik syllabus, only hypermetropia and myopia are there, and we'll discuss them: hypermetropia and myopia. What is hypermetropia? What is this defect? The defect of human eye for which it cannot see the near distance clearly, although it can see the distance object at far distance clearly. That is, in case of, so the hypermetropia is the defect of human eye for which it cannot see the near objects clearly, but it can see the far objects, the objects at far distance clearly. Now, hypermetropia, this defect arises due to the cause of the hypermetropia is the due to it arises due to decrease of focal length of the eye lens, or decrease of size of the it arises due to increase of focal length of the eye lens or decrease of size of the eyeball. So, hypermetropia arises due to increase of focal length of the eye lens or decrease of size of the eyeball. Now, hypermetropia, the diagram hypermetropia can be shown with diagram. Actually, for hypermetropic eye, the near point is more than 25 centimeter. It is more than 25 centimeter. The near point for hypermetropic eye is more than 25 centimeter, and so although for normal eye it is 25 centimeter, but for hypermetropic eye it is more than 25 centimeter. The diagram for hypermetropia can be shown here. You see, in this diagram you see this one. In this diagram, here is the normal for neutral near point for normal eye. So normal eye near point is here, and if the object is placed, this is a hypermetropic eye. You see, if the object is placed at the near point for normal eye, the image is formed behind the retina. You see, the image is formed behind retina in this diagram, this one. The image is formed behind retina. If the object is placed at the near point for normal eye, as the eye is hypermetropic, so image is formed behind retina. So near point is here, it is far away from the near point of normal eye. So here the near point for normal eye. Here the near point for normal eye, and here the near point for hypermetropic eye. And here you see the image is formed on the retina. So if the object is, it can be shown. I'm just drawing the same diagram. It can be shown. I'm just drawing the diagram and showing you. I'm drawing the diagram here and showing you. It is better to show it in the same diagram. You see in this diagram, it is the near point for normal eye and is the near point for the hypermetropic eye. And if the object is placed at the near point of the normal eye, the image is formed behind the retina. This is the eye. Here, the eye. The image is formed here. But if the object is placed at this near point, it is more than the normal for normal eye. It is the near point. It is endashed. The image is formed on the retina. Thus, the near point is receded here from the eye. It is here. So this is how we can, in the same diagram, you can show the formation of image of the hypermetropic eye. Now, the hypermetropic eye, the defect of this defect can be removed by a simple using a convex lens of suitable focal length. This defect can be removed with the help of one that is shown here in the diagram. You see, a convex lens is used. The object is placed at the near point. The object is placed at the near point for the normal eye. But this convex lens is forming a virtual image of the object at endest. That is the near point for hypermetropic eye. And so the image is formed on the retina. So image is formed on the retina. So this diagram is clear that the object is placed at the near point for the normal eye, but this convex lens which is used in addition to this eye lens, a convex lens, this convex lens is forming a virtual image of this object at near point for normal eye at the near point of the hypermetropic eye, and so the image is formed on the retina. So obviously the near point for the normal eye is here within the focal length of this lens, and so the virtual image is formed behind the object and the image is formed on the retina. So this is how, with the help using a convex lens, we can easily remove this defect. You can easily remove them. Now, hypermetropic eye, so this is how, using convex lens of suitable focal length, the defect hypermetropia can be easily removed. I will discuss next. Okay, thank you.